Good YouTube, Quinn Wade, coming to y'all with that award prediction analysis. Today we're going to talk about my top five, top six MVP candidates and why I think that they have a legitimate case to win MVP. Then I'm ultimately at the end of the video going to tell you who I think is going to win MVP and why. But let's start it off with Kevin Wayne Durant. He's going to be playing for the Houston Rockets, especially with Van Fleet being out. He's going to give him a lot more pressure and a lot more workload. I think he's going to be able to handle it for the most part because he has shown that he can do it throughout his career. The more they win games, the better he performs. The more of an argument is going to be for him to win MVP. And I think rightfully so. That's how the award is won. That's how it goes. You got to build a narrative. You got to show how needed you are, how dependable you are, how valuable you are. And you also have to show that you can, you know, make that as an argument that you can win it because you have to win games. And I think Ime already showed that he can win games without Kevin Durant. But with Kevin Durant, they should be winning more games than they did last year. And if he's a big part of that or a big reason of that, he's going to get MVP consideration. And the next person I would say is Luka Wonderboy, the Doncic. Most people would have him in MVP because he's usually already in the MVP race every single season, which is usually no surprise if you're a hoop head. And it's mainly because Luka fills up the stat sheet. The man can get 30. The man can get a triple double. He's a great passer. He's an unstoppable offensive player, especially if he gets to the free throw line. He has a lot of moves in the different ways to be able to score. He's going to be smaller this year weight wise, so you can expect him to be a little bit faster. He looks like he's determined to prove people wrong. It looks like he's determined to go out there and dominate each and every game. He still has LeBron. He still has Reeves. He still has Aiden, a good supporting cast. So he should be able to get a lot of wins under his belt as a Laker. And that's what they wanted him for. That's what they got him for, is because if he takes his job a little bit more serious, like he's showing this offseason, and has that fire in his belly, we might see a monster in the NBA this year. And it's going to be fun to see how he chooses to get it done and how he goes about getting things done. We don't really know how long LeBron's going to be with him. This might be the last season, so he might get an MVP eventually if LeBron leaves, because the load is going to be even more on him to produce offense and produce wins. But this year, we're going to see Luka unleashed all over again, and it's going to be fun to watch, and he's going to reign terror all over the NBA again, and it's mainly because he's just that good of a basketball player that understands the game and plays the game at a high level and a smart level. And he has to improve defensively. If he wants to win the MVP, he has to be a better defender. He can't give up a lot of points. He can't be a walkover or, like they say, a cone defensively, if he's going to want to win a lot of games. And if he wants to respect from other players and the media to pick him over other people. But that's how it always has been, and that's how it has to be. If you're the best player in the world or you're having the best season in the world, you have to have some two-way tap-in potential too for somewhat of a case to be able to win it. So people try to look at any way to nitpick you is basically what I'm saying. People try to look at any way to find a deficiency in your game, why they should pick somebody over you. And Luka has to understand that if he wants to win the championship, not only is he going to trust his teammates, he's going to have to step up in the fourth quarters and be able to close out games, seal games. He has done it before in his career, but he has to do it way more consistently than he has ever done it. And that's how hard it is to win a championship, but that's also how hard it is to win an MVP. Luka has put up some crazy numbers in his NBA career, and he still hasn't been able to win the MVP in any season. So, we know Luka, he's getting closer to winning it. He's getting closer to getting it done. We just have to see it out. We just have to see it play out, and we just have to see what he has to do and what he's going to do to be able to get it on his resume as an MVP winner. And if he wins the MVP, he should be doing enough to get to the finals again. And we'll see if he's going to be able to put up a great enough performance and have some good support from his teammates to be able to win another championship for the Lakers and his first one for himself. But Luka, just keep your head up. Understand that your game is already basically amazing. You don't need to change much. You just need to continue to expand your game and expand your IQ on both ends of the court, and everything will work out for you. If you get this close as much as you have, eventually you're going to stop being a runner up or close to being a runner up. You're going to be the winner, but you have to continue to dominate. You have to continue to play the way that you have shown throughout your career at a high level to be able to win that award. You know what I mean? Trust the work you continue to put in, basically, is what I'm saying. And I think he does, because he went hard on his body and on his work ethic this summer. Not saying he didn't do it other years, because you don't get this great without doing it in multiple different ways during the off season and during the regular season. His numbers have jumped up. His role has played out to be a great one each and every season, especially when he's healthy. So, that's going to be the key for him: staying healthy, defending a little bit more, and still putting up monstrous numbers if he wants to be an MVP. Well, I would just say Donovan Mitchell. If the Cleveland Cavaliers win a lot of games, it's going to be mainly because Donovan Mitchell was unstoppable and his teammates stepped up. They're giving the ball more to Evan Mobley, and they feeling like he needs to have a better impact. He needs to be able to get the ball a little bit more. But Donovan Mitchell is just a better ball handler, a better scorer. With them two playing well, they're a hard team to beat. They're a hard team to prepare for, and they're a hard team to guard and defend. So I think Donovan Mitchell has to continue to be in attack mode. He has to continue to be unselfish. He has to continue to look at the fact that if he's winning games and putting up great numbers, and that's what he did last year, he's going to be in the MVP conversation again. And I just honestly don't see no reason why that should be changing this year. The team hasn't changed that drastically, and he seems like he's still determined to prove the haters and the doubters wrong. He's going to have good wins. He's going to have good stats, and that's the recipe to be able to be in the MVP conversation like he was in last year. And I think that that's what he has to show, and that's what he has to do again to be able to be in that conversation this year. Another guy is Giannis Antetokounmpo. He's always in the top three, top four of the MVP conversation the last decade, almost. And it's mainly because he's just great at playing the game. He knows how to get to the basket. He knows how to play to his strength. He knows how to play defense. He knows how to rebound. And he knows how to be a playmaker. Like, this man is giving you 30 and 10 every single season, while still giving you a lot of defers to show you that he trusts his teammates to make plays and make shots too. He has showed that he's a leader. He has become a champion. He has become even a cup champion. He has became a bronze medalist. It's not much Giannis hasn't done in the NBA, because he pushes himself and he wants to get the best out of himself. He wants to show his teammates he's willing to do whatever it takes to be able to get wins in this league. And I think that that's what he has to continue to be able to show. And he will. That's just his ID right now. That's just his DNA right now. Is in his blood. Is how he is. He just doesn't think no other way. And that's great, because he won MVP multiple times. He's been the Defensive Player of the Year. He has basically accomplished everything you can accomplish at the NBA level and overseas, almost, at this point in his life. So he's looking at it like, we might not win a championship this year, but that's not going to stop me from playing hard. That's not going to stop me from giving maximum percent. He's already considered the greatest Buck ever for that reason. Long-term and dominant is what he's been able to show. And the fact that he was able to win a championship there without trying to run and do it the easy way like other players have done. He has shown that he's willing to do whatever it takes for him and himself and his teammates and his organization to show that I'm willing to get y'all, all happy and all hoped up like an MVP should supposed to. And then, obviously, Nikola Jokic, he's going to be in that conversation. He has a Giannis type situation where they're going to rely on him a lot. He's going to have the ball in his hands to make decisions a lot. He's going to be able to score in the mid-range, score at the three-point line, put the ball on the floor, get to the basket, a floater or a layup, and just finish close to the basket from time to time, get to the free throw line, and obviously rebound at a high level. He's not as great defensively as Giannis, but he's better offensively than Giannis. That's the trade-off, and offense is how you win games, because you still have to be able to outscore your opponent, and Jokic's passing is so deadly. It's just like his offensive repertoire when it comes to scoring. So I don't have too much to nitpick off Jokic. I just don't feel that he's going to win as much games as the next player, which is Shea. I think Shea is going to be a two-time MVP like Jokic, like Giannis, mainly because the Thunder to me are so deep and they're so talented and they're so skilled, but he's just so good of a player. He's just so good of a scorer. He's just so good of a playmaker right now, and he's solid defensively too at his position. It's not too much that he can't do. I mean, he beat Jokic in the playoff series last year. He was able to win the championship last year, and the team was beat up and banged up. And even when they were, Shea was able to help them win 68 games for the most part by always being there, by always being available, and by also knowing how to get the best out of his teammates and knowing how to push himself at the right times throughout games and even in big moments. I think Shea should be able to win MVP again, mainly because he's going to have individual success and he's going to also have, in my personal opinion, a lot of team success. This team, the Thunder, if they healthy, they should win 70 games. They should. That sounds crazy, but there was only 2 wins away from doing that last year, and it was a lot more beat up, and they had a lot of guys in and out of the lineups, and that usually happens for every team. But look how many games they still ended up winning. They came close, really, really close to winning 70. I wouldn't be surprised if they got close to that again, and if they do, and Shea performs the way he normally does, or a little bit better, then he's going to be MVP all over again. I just feel like this is the most complete team. He's a complete player, and he just understands his game and his role for this team and his organization that he plays for, the Oklahoma City Thunder. And I think he's going to go out there and dominate again and have fun. As long as he's having individual and team success, he's all going to always be in the conversation to win MVP. The only player I think that's going to be close to him is Nikola Jokic, because he's going to have the wins and he's going to have the numbers. Them guys going to be going at it for best player in the league again. You know, some people going to side with Jokic, but it's hard to do that when the regular season counts. And I just feel like Shea going to get more wins than Jokic again, and that should be the difference between getting the MVP and not. And even if you say, well, the bench for Denver got better, that means they might not need Jokic as much. They might not play Jokic as much, and if that's the case, that works in the argument of Shea, because he's on the bench more and they helping them still win. And I'm out here doing whatever I can to win every game with this team. That gives me a slight edge and a slight advantage to why I should be able to use that as an argument to bulk up my, votes and my right to understand to these people that I'm the MVP again. Like, these guys need more help. These guys need more people to contribute. This team can stay the same and just get more from me or have me play at the same level, and we're going to basically be at the same level that we were last year, just because we're just that good of a team. And he has a lot of young players around him that's still growing and playing, to be better. And me too. I see them working hard. I see them playing, in scrimmage and practice, trying to get better. That rubs off on me. Some things I'm going to see, I'm going to want to add to my game, or I want to change about my game. And if I do that, then I feel like I'm going to be a player that's really, really, really good for the Thunder all over again. And if he does that, I think Shea should be able to win that MVP. If I had to pick somebody to win MVP, it's Shea Gilgeous-Alexander for the Oklahoma City Thunder. I think he has everything that it takes to be MVP again. And team success is going to be one of the biggest reasons why he might repeat as MVP all over again like last year. Other than that, comment, like, subscribe, share, hit the notification bell to get analysis right away when it first comes out. And if you're new to the channel, you're just watching it for the first time, I do conversation videos just like this about various NBA-only topics. I also do breakdowns for real footage of legends, current legends, rookies, and future stars. I also do mock draft and draft coverage. Plus, I got over 3,000 plus videos right now on my channel that you can watch and enjoy. Not only that, I also upload content each and every day. So you love basketball, you can't get enough of it. This is the channel for you for that reason. Not only that, thank y'all for appreciating the content for what it is. Thank y'all for continuing to come back. Thank y'all for continuing to watch. Thank y'all for continuing to support me in the past, the present, and hopefully y'all continue to support me in the future. Thank y'all for making time for me. Thank y'all for caring about what I have to say and how I like to do my things on this channel. And I really love y'all for that. Other than that, I'm gone for now. See you guys later, and y'all stay blessed. Peace, and hopefully I can see y'all another day or later today.